Hey YEGnation, it's Haroon here. We have Rueben Avellana. He's a Ward 1 candidate and he wants to serve you guys after October 16th for the election. It's nice to meet you.
Oh, nice to meet you.
So you brought us out here to Gradin Station today. Is there any reason why you want to talk about it, or?
So it's not right in Ward 1, but it is an issue that's close to the hearts of the people in Ward 1. Like transit is a big deal. So it's gonna come in, it's gonna cut through our traffic, it's gonna go through houses. It'd be a useful tool, but it's something that we're going to have to incorporate into the communities. And it's important that they have a consultation going on as it's getting built.
So, of course, everyone likes to talk transit. What do you want to see with transit in Ward 1 in particular? How do you want to see that go in the near future?
Well, I'd like to see that as it's developed, that the transit is also affordable. I don't want to see a big project and then having it ramp up the cost so that it's no longer competitive with other forms of transit. I think the city hasn't done enough to focus on keeping our transit costs affordable and maintaining our reasonable ridership. I think 12% is way too low for how much we're spending on this LRT.
Okay. So with YEGnation, we're trying to get young people out to vote. Mm-hmm. One of the biggest things is we want to see everyone out there on October 16th and vote. So part of that is getting young people involved with municipal politics, getting them out and getting them just not necessarily just municipal politics, but involved in the community. What have you done in the past, and what are you doing to try and get young people involved?
Yeah. So what I'm doing is that I'm doing going through a lot of my social networks personally, just to get people involved, and then more than just illustrating my campaign. And also, I was also getting it. There was a lot of conversation while the provincial and federal elections were going on. Yeah, I was involved in the conversation with my the social groups as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
My next question would have to be, again, one of our usual questions here at YEGnation is, cultural diversity is really important to us. We want to see, more women involved in politics. We want to see more different cultures being involved because, we want the people who represent us to be like Edmonton, right? Those are the people who should be in council. So, how do you get people out of different cultures, and what have you been involved with in terms of cultural diversity to, make Edmonton represent Edmonton in a way that represents its people?
Mm-hmm. So part of our platform I'm running is that I want there to be more language support for these from the city. The website isn't even available in French. Yeah, and then but at the same time we then look at what other languages we can support with our city's website and its services. And just make sure that our new Canadian citizens have access to that sort of services and can use it very well.
Okay. Are there any other platforms you want to mention that you are thinking about with your campaign?
So the primary platform we're running with is that we need to keep our spending under control. So Edmonton and the province isn't really in good shape right now, and I look at the city's expenses and they're just way too much. They're just not keeping it under control. There's this, there's a lot of frivolous, expensive, $2 million logo, a bike lane that isn't supporting anything else. We can only use it for half the year, and then there's these obscene requirements for bike racks. And then if we can keep our spending down, we can also keep our taxes down. And then promote just help Edmontonians thrive, so the communities and businesses thrive, and make it more attractive for companies who want to come in and work with our city. And then one thing too is that I do like supporting new Canadians, but at the same time so the Edmonton doesn't also have the capacity to also support being a sanctuary city. I don't think we can support illegal immigrants, and I think that needs more federal support. But yeah, it's not something we should be doing as a municipal government.
So look more towards the federal government to help with that, is what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So what experiences have you had in the past to, first of all, like, I guess maybe tell us a little bit about, how you came to this position to start running, why you decided to run, and then maybe some of those experiences along the way that have, made you, kind of like shaped you into becoming a leader of Edmonton.
Yeah. So from my experiences is that I first got into the politics here because I have a lot of friends who are also in politics, and then we talk a lot about it. And then in the past year or so, like some issues have come up that would maybe put into question like the competence of our current council, because they're still operating with a mindset of us getting big money from the oil industry, and I think that's out of date, and we just need to bring a fresh new mindset in here, just to help cope with the current times. From my experiences too, so I work with a lot of small businesses. I'm a contractor myself, and I just see that I see them struggling, and I just want to make sure that Edmonton is an environment that can promote the further growth of their businesses.
Perfect. I mean, you and I have the same goal. We see Edmonton, we want to make it a great city, and so we're getting out there and trying to get, a voice out, right? Get our voices heard. So it's been awesome to meet you.
Awesome.
Guys, October 16th, he's running for Ward 1. Make sure you go out and vote. It's been great seeing all of you here. If you want to say any last words to YEGnation and all of our viewers, now's the time.
Oh yeah, so go out and vote, guys. It's a pleasure being in this race. I hope to see you at some of your doors, and I hope to serve you after October 16th. Thank you.
It's been great meeting you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, see y'all, YEGnation.